And my mic, oh, there. We decided it's not really an assembly unless you have a banners presentation. So take it away. Could we have the lights a little down and the volume a little up? You just want a phone. Janet, if you come up here, I'd really like you to go first.
Obviously not rehearsed. That was a great dinner. Thank you, San Diego. And I delighted in looking around the room and going, my gosh, I haven't seen that person at camp in 20 years, and run over and get caught up. So the banners, or the slides that you saw up here, each one of those banners hangs in our lodge at camp. So during our 50th anniversary year, we asked for every church in the PSWD to submit an artwork that represented their church. And it could be their logo or the front door of their church, or even send us a photo. A few of those were photos people sent in that were digitalized to look like paintings. And then we added the words, the name of the camp, and the date that it was established, and we sent them off to be woven, and each tapestry is custom woven and hanging in our lodge. And I just love that, just that collective energy I get when I look at all those. So, glasses time. We're gonna make you all feel good, because you're all superstars in our eyes. I hope you had an enriching day at the assembly. Did you have a nice day? We had a nice day. I was thinking recently that I believe de Benneville has probably the largest pool of volunteer efforts in our western region. I can't even imagine that a church would come even close with the number of volunteer hours that it takes to keep the camp operating. And then I started thinking, most of the other UU camps I'm familiar with close down for half of the year. They're open for May through October. And so I'm like, oh, we outdo them too, because we're year-round. So I'm so pleased to be able to acknowledge tonight, collectively, all of your efforts on the volunteer level. And I think we probably have about 25 to 30 volunteers on average at a youth camp. And they're serving as counselors and program staff and just the support crew. And the volunteers that come up to do general maintenance on the site, the volunteers who serve on the board and committees, volunteers who show up to rake leaves a couple times a year and do fire clearance, and volunteers who split wood, stack wood, clean decks, build decks, repair decks, volunteers who plan and staff all the various retreats that happen at camp. So think about your church retreat that comes up, and you have a dean, and you have a program staff, and you have a registrar. And sometimes, like in the case of one church I'm thinking of, one person does all of it, and that's a superstar. He's a superstar. So thousands upon thousands of volunteer hours go into making the camp operate. And these volunteers give their time and their energy to ensure that camp is clean and safe and that the campers are well cared for. Our volunteers are incredibly gifted people, quite talented, and the need for the volunteer is never ending. Now, my staff kind of giggles behind my back because they've come to say, you know, when you're a new employee and you're about ready to get off your shift and you say, is there anything else I can do? You really mean I'm ready to go. Can I leave now? Or I want to leave now. And they always say, don't ask Janet that question. She has a mental list of 1,000,000 things that still could get done. And same with our volunteers. I'm about to put my hammer away. Anything else I can do for you? Yes, that deck needs to be rebuilt. And so it is true. So I just want to take a moment. We weren't going to single anybody out, but I have to single somebody out because we lost our longtime maintenance guy. He and his family moved on to another career, and I was without a maintenance staff, and we pulled the maintenance house apart and started remodeling, and here comes summer camp and need somebody. And so we had several fathers of campers come up and do little stints for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, however it fit into their schedule. And long about August, we had a work camp. And by the end of that work camp, I had said to Marty Vogel of San Diego Church, sitting right there, I said, "Oh, say there, you were awfully helpful this weekend. Thank you. What do you do in your life? Are you retired? Do you have more time? Would you like to come back? I have a trailer over here. Could I interest you in staying in it for the next 6 months of your life?" So Marty came up. He says, "Well, I guess I could give you a few days." And it's like 8 months ago, right, Marty? And he's the reason we're still operating. And I just want to say Marty is always there with a bright smile every weekend to greet our groups and to fill in all the little holes. And Marty, would you come up here and get the certificate that I made for you? So, Mr. Marty, this says, "In appreciation of your dedicated service, Marty Vogel, for contribution of time and talent in the capacity of interim caretaker, thank you for contributing to the success of camp with your hands and your heart." So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll be there tomorrow.
You know what he just said? "I'll see you tomorrow night." All right. I thought he was going to say, "and I quit." All right. But that's an extraordinary service, but it's an important service, so we couldn't be making it without him. And salute to our donors. Let's not forget our donors. They make all the difference to our survival right now. Until the family and the youth camps build back up and we're running at full capacities with our church retreats, I dare say we're going to miss the mark to break even, and so we will continue to ask for your help with that to break even. And your monthly donations and support to operations and your annual donations to the fall campaign are just stellar. So I want to call out my sincere thanks for everything that you've done. And now you want to say a few words.
I certainly do.
Okay.
So stay right there.
Okay. I feel like I cut that really short because she was breathing on me.
Janet. Janet, you're standing up here tonight before all these people
Yeah.
who love you. And I'm confessing that I haven't been straight with you because, you see, Honors Dinner was pretty much for the congregations and the people who helped shape Camp de Benneville Pines in the quality nonprofit that it is. What I've been keeping from you is that tonight's honor event is in honor of you.
What?
In honor of your 30 years of service.
Hey.
You have been a force to reckon with. This is a key to our heart. Janet,
Whoa.
you're like the Osmond.
Whoa.
And that key will hang on this plaque.
Wow.
That says, in recognition of exceptional service, Janet James, 1995-2005, the key to our hearts.
Wow. Woo.
And that's not all. And that's not all. I gotta-
Wow. What a trick.
This bouquet comes from the president of the UUA in honor of your 30 years.
Wow. I don't know if you know this, but you said the president of the UUA?
Yes.
She's been to camp. Her husband grew up at camp, de Benneville Pines.
Right. And we didn't think you could probably wear this around your neck very often. So what we're presenting you with is the golden key to our hearts in the shape of a key and a necklace for you.
Aw, thank you.
You're so
That's wonderful.
welcome. Oh, that's yours.
Okay, you want to read the rest of my speech?
What'd you do with mine?
That's awesome.
Just a little snafu, nothing to worry about. Okay. Okay, so Janet, I said that you've been a force to reckon with. You can't really pull something secretive over you.
No, you
right?
can't.
Okay. I hope I've been able to do that. You have spirit with an S, tenacity with a T. You have attention to detail, yearning for all things better. You are an executive prowess, and you have dedication to service. And you know what that means? Your finest quality is you've stayed this long. And we love you for it. We love you for it.
What a fake out.
So it is with delight that I present all of these things to you. A key to our hearts, a necklace to wear. You better be wearing it.
Okay.
I'll be watching.
Okay.
And can we show the retreat? Okay. No, not yet. Just the photo. Okay, so. Nope, down. Just the photo, the PP photo. So, okay. And because you deserve a vacation, you do, okay?
Okay.
And we all know that. And because you've expressed.
After 30 years, I get one?
Yeah. And you've expressed, don't ask again, and you've expressed that you would like to go somewhere special with your siblings.
Oh.
We're presenting you with another key, but it's to use for a retreat in Colorado at 10,000 feet, where you and your family will go and relax away in the wilderness, away from our worries, and enjoy yourself. The board wants to sweeten the deal
Wow.
by giving you $1,000 spending money. And we're not done. We put together a program dedicated to you,
No way.
infused with beautiful music from Karen Hart. And before we get started, we have a special song for Janet James.
Oh, no. I'm so scared. Oh my gosh. This is the biggest fake out ever. I'm looking at the monitor down here.
Camp was looking wild and rough, dust and debris making us all low. Janet walked in with a smile so bright, turned that chaos into pure delight. She rolled up her sleeves, no hesitation. With volunteers, she led the restoration. We planted trees and painted skies, saw hope awakening everyone's eyes. Oh, Janet, oh, let your light keep shining.
amazing. I had no idea you guys took so many photos.
I made her cry. That was my mission.
Oh, man, that's something.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You can keep this-
Colorado, here we go.
All righty. Now, I need to introduce.
Should I sit down?
You may if you'd like to. Thank
Let
you.
me move my stuff.
Okay.
Okay, you guys looked so out. It wasn't about this speech at all.
Nope. Yeah, and I was like, oh, is she gonna finish? All right, no. All righty. So, Karen has been a supporter and a volunteer at Camp de Benepill Pines for many years. As a professional musician and composer, she earned her Bachelor of Music degree from East Carolina University before coming out west to write music for TV and film. She has been twice awarded the American Prize for Excellence in Arts. Karen has she's recently been given the Blues Vocal Living Legend Award from the city of Los Angeles. She sang for Pope John Paul at the Vatican, and her choral music is performed worldwide. Barry Manilow awarded Karen the scholarship for writing lyrics that endure and succeed, as proven by her haunted ballad, Maribel, which is one of Janet's favorites. Welcome, Karen, and I give the rest of the evening to you, sir.
Oh, it's so nice to see your beautiful smiling faces and to be here for Janet. I can't tell you how touched I am that Janet especially asked me to perform tonight. And I want to just open the evening with the first song that I ever played at Camp de Benneville. It was the first time I'd ever been there. It was late at night, and the fire was going, and I sat down on the hearth, and the lodge was dark, just very low lighting, and no one was there but me. And I just was taken by the spirit of Joni Mitchell from her Blue album. And I sang this song, and it just filled the lodge, and I knew it was a magical place, and I had to return. Got lost, you said. I am as constant as a northern star, and I said, constantly in the darkness, where is that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in a blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada, oh Canada. Your face sketched on it twice. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet. I'd still be on my feet. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I am a lonely painter. I live in a box of paints. I'm frightened by the devil, but I'm drawn to those ones that ain't afraid. I remember the time you told me, you said love is touching souls. Well, surely you touched mine, this part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Oh, but you are in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I'd still be on my feet. I'd still be on my feet. Mm-hmm. I met a woman, she had a mouth like yours. She knew your lie, she knew your devils and your deeds. And she said, go to him, stay with him if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you are in my blood, you're my holy wine. You're so sweet, oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. I'd still be on my feet. I'd still be on my feet. Thank you so much. This next song is not part of my repertoire, but Janet requested it specifically, so she seems to carry a lot of weight around here, so I thought I better. So forgive me for using a cheat sheet. The only people that have heard me perform this so far are my dog and my cat and my husband, and they are all three fuzzy. So you will be the first unfuzzy people to hear this song. I see trees of green, red roses too. I am bloom for me and you. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. Oh my God, she just hugged him. Oh, that's so cute. I hear babies crying. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Love you, Janet. Thank you. One of the most fantastic things that I discovered about camp was taking a little walk to the lake, Jenks Lake. And I would walk there with my yoga mat and find a piece of sun, often on the deck there, on the pier, I guess you would call it, and hopefully there'd be nobody overhead casting while I was doing my yoga. And I would just breathe in, let it go. Would everyone do that with me one time? Breathe in, breathe out. Let it in, let it through, and let it go. And it inspired me to write this song called Let It Go. When it's coming at you, coming again. When you need a break, when you need a friend. When it's coming at you and you just want to scream at everything that seems crazy and mean. Well, breathe deep, breathe slow, feel the cool air seep down into your toes, and let it in, let it through, let it go. Let it in, let it through, let it go. Let it in, let it through, let it go. I know it seems impossible, mister, when you're hella mad and totally pissed. You got your jock in a twist, balled up fists. Well, try to remember this. You gotta breathe deep, breathe slow, feel the cool air seep down into your toes, and let it in, let it through, let it go. Let it in, let it through, let it go. Let it in, let it through, let it go. Smooth your brow. Remember the sun on your skin. Come on, come on, come on right now. It gets a little better when you let it in, let it through, let it go. Let it in, let it through, let it go. Let it in, let it through, let it go. Right there at Jenks Lake, just let it go. Thank you so much. So this next song, we have to look out for each other, right? Especially always, but especially right now. So this song it's about that. It's about being there for each other. to make everything alright. When the wind blows, it chills you down to the bone. You got a friend in me, just pick up the phone, and I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. You don't have to wonder. When the world seems to be a lonely place, and everywhere you turn is just another stranger's face, remember that I'm never far, and I'll take you in as you are. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. You don't have to wonder. I never want to see you cry. But baby, if you have to, here's my shoulder, and I won't even ask you why. All I'm gonna do is hold you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. You don't have to wonder. Do-do-do-do-do, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do, yeah. I'll be there. I'll be there. You don't have to wonder. Thank you so much. I see somebody heading this way, don't I?
Thank you, Karen. It's really beautiful music. We're going to hear more from Karen later. I'm Bill. I am Janet's little brother. I'm the quiet one. But it's good to see everyone tonight, and it's great to have the opportunity to be here and travel out here to be for this celebration for Janet. So I traveled here. I live in Texas, and I traveled out here with my wife Marty, my sister Jody. She's back there somewhere. She's the other quiet one in the family. But we're delighted to be here and help celebrate 30 years at camp. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So I've learned a little bit getting ready to speak, and that the camp was 34 years old when Janet came to work there. That's pretty impressive. And now another 30 years later, from 1995 until now, 30 years, Janet has been camp. But camp is something that's ingrained in Janet's DNA, as you probably know. So when we grew up with the family, what do you want to do for vacation? I think we're going to go to camp. What do you want to do? Go to camp. Girl Scout camp, church camp. We did it all. So her love of camp is pretty visible, because where is she on most holidays and weekends? She's at camp. When I call looking for Janet, she's at camp. So that's her life. She loves it. She loves Divinable Pines. It's a wonderful spot. So I think maybe a picture is coming up here. Ah, there it is. So check out the ponytail. So on the left is what you see most days with Janet in her ponytail, and there she was as a little bunchkin, the ponytail. And what about all those shirts that you guys have been wearing? Ponytail. So she's got a big smile, and I thought I'd share one camping story, because when we were in high school, what did we do in our spare time? We camped. We went up to Alger Creek several times, and one time Janet and I went by ourselves, and we were gonna go do the San Gorgonio Trail. And we went up, and we got a beautiful campsite, and we had no tent, which was fine, the weather was good, and we bedded down for the night, and about 1 or 2 in the morning, Janet starts poking me. Bill, wake up, there's something in our backpack. So, yeah, sure enough, so we'd throw a few rocks at the backpack, and the chipmunks would come flying out and then down. And then about an hour later, she'd needle me again, wake me up. We fought those chipmunks all night. And when we got up the next morning, there wasn't much of our food left. But we always had such a great time doing all that stuff. So we've got a speaker coming up. I'd like to invite Mr. Tom Lockery from the Orange County UU Church, and he's going to share a few words what was going on with Divinable Pines in 1995 when Janet first came aboard.
Well, Janet,
Yes,
there are 2 favorite stories I have about Divinable.
okay,
The first one isn't about you.
okay, that's good.
It's the place where my daughter met the man who would be her husband
Yes,
and the father of their son.
yes,
That's a pretty good day at Divinable.
it is.
It was even better when we came back. They met there, I think, over a young adult weekend. We came back about 1.5 years later and had the wedding right
Yes.
on the grounds there for 3 days. We were there for 3 days, had the entire camp with about 100 of her friends.
It was pretty awesome.
They're still together and they still think of Divinable often.
Oh, good.
But maybe the favorite of all of it was the day you and I met at the Hilton Inn
Yes.
down in Redlands. The board had already interviewed with you. You told us you wanted the job,
Yeah,
and
crazy, right?
but things can change, and we knew things could change when you really thought about it. We were a little worried, to be perfectly honest.
Thanks.
Did she really mean it? Because we were enthralled and happy that she was interested in the job. So I was asked to go down and meet with Janet. Now, Janet was selling real estate back then.
Yeah.
And she was very, very good at it. She had several houses that were in final paperwork and everything and getting ready for that, and probably had a few more in line after that. And we're thinking, how do we compete with probably one of the most successful real estate people in Redlands? And we saw Redlands was growing. They're getting nothing but more houses there and more for her to sell. She's going to make a bloody fortune if she stays down there and does that. So we thought this is an uphill charge. But we got there, we had lunch, we talked about the camp, and finally I asked the question, will you
Yes, I
take
will.
the job?
Yes, I will.
And she said she would. We were happy to offer the job. Bertie Reed, I think, was the president of the board at that time. Glenn Goodlove, is Glenn here? Where's Glenn? I had to say goodbye. Glenn was on the board then, and a number of other people. Is there anybody else who was on the board at that time?
Becky McKnight.
Yeah, that's right. So it was a wonderful experience for us, and I have to be honest, we'd probably on my time on the board, we probably went through two or three managers over just a few years. The idea that you would be there more than 3 to 5 years just wasn't anything that crossed our mind. And here we are 30 years later. Unbelievable, unbelievable.
Thank you for the offer. I accept.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for making de Benneville what it is.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for offering. He's reminding me of something. One of the things that he said was, "I'm so glad you want to take the job, but we don't know how to pay you. We have no money." I said, "Don't worry about it. I have 7 houses in escrow." Woo! I'm there.
I was so impressed when I heard the report from de Benneville with a couple $100,000 in this fund and another couple $100,000 over in that fund. I'm thinking, I don't think we had 25,000 anywhere back then, the day we hired you. Thank you.
Yep, this 30 years just keeps coming around, coming around. So I think we got a couple more photos, one with Janet and my sister. Yeah, there you go. Although I think that's the only time I ever saw a backpack on Jody. But there's Janet, and those were the pigtails instead of ponytails, right? But she loved that stuff. It was good. And now I think we got one more. There you go. So it kind of looks like a pumpkin version of Mr. Potato Head or something. I don't know. Do you remember what it was you were working on? But I particularly like the eyes and the nose and the amount of concentration she's putting into assembling that whole thing. And that carries forward to the amount of care and love she gives her camp now. So, all right, well, Karen, I think you got a couple more songs to sing.
I love Los Angeles in the summer and going up to camp. Going above the smog, right? Summertime, and the living is easy. The trout are jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings, and you'll take to the sky. But until that morning, ain't nothing can harm you. With your mama and your daddy standing by. My next favorite season at camp is Christmas. We go from summer to winter, and it's all wonderful. And this one is called, we don't think about, a lot of us don't think about Christmas in California as being a white Christmas, but it is up at the mountain. I'm headed back home to the place I love best, like a fledgling in winter, like a dove to her nest. There's a song in my heart this time every year, when it's Christmas in California and I'll be holding you near. Have a California Christmas, say a prayer for those not with us, ask Santa to forgive us if we've been naughty once or twice. Have a California Christmas in the arms of those who love us, under mistletoe above us. Here's a kiss for old Lang Syne. It's Christmas in California, and the ponderosa pines are all dusted with snow as the twilight shines. When the shadows are falling, the frost in the air says Christmas in California, and I'll be holding you near. Have a California Christmas, say a prayer for those not with us, ask Santa to forgive us if we've been naughty once or twice. Have a California Christmas in the arms of those who love us, under mistletoe above us. Here's a kiss for old Lang Syne. When I was a child, we hung a wreath on the door. There'd be a star on the tree and gifts on the floor. I hope you can come back this time every year, when it's Christmas in California and I'm holding you near. Have a California Christmas, say a prayer for those not with us, ask Santa to forgive us if we've been naughty once or twice. Have a California Christmas, under mistletoe above us, under mistletoe above us. Here's a kiss for old Lang Syne. I hope I can come back this time every year, when it's Christmas in California and I'm holding you near. Thank you so much. We have somebody coming back up, don't we?
So we have a few videos. Video person.
Tripoli. I went to Camp Venable from 2008 to about 2019. Camp Venable was a huge part of my life. My dad went to the camps back before I was born as a teenager himself. So he brought us there when I was old enough, and we did anything from family camp to the youth camps. I was a CIT and a counselor. We did Thanksgiving camp together. Camp Development Plans are such a huge part of my life, and that is all thanks to Janet James, who is such an incredible camp director. Some of my fondest memories from childhood include Janet from running around with the camp dogs as a kid with her, to feeling myself and my identity respected as a transgender man for the first time at Camp Venerable Pines. It is such an important place for myself and so many other people, and the camp community is so incredibly lucky to have had Janet James working there for 30 years, which is incredible to believe. I don't know what camp would be without Janet. So thank you, Janet, for everything you've done for the past 30 years, not just for myself, but for my family, for the entire, Pacific Southwest UU community. They are so lucky to have you. Thank you, Janet. And again, congrats on 30 years. See ya.
Hi, I'm Liz Bear from Tapestry UU in Lake Forest, California. And I had the great pleasure of meeting Janet up at camp. I was a new person attending Tapestry, then UUCOC, and I went to the women's group in 1996. Had a fabulous time and thought, what a great place. And I was so enjoying Janet, the leader of the camp, who I had no idea she was newly starting up there. It was an incredible time. I made friends at different places, and the next year came back with my first baby on hip. Back then, babies were allowed at women's group. Next year, when the second baby came along, not anymore, which is kind of a nice respite. Women should have time just to be women. Our family got deeply involved with De Benneville, in part due because of Janet's great organizational skills and enthusiasm and the way she connected with all of us as we came there. Family camps, kids went to elementary, junior high, high school. They got involved with all sorts of leadership roles and being really active in the structure and the organization. And Janet's role in encouraging us to come up and help out at camp, help plan women's groups, help organize activities, getting involved with contributing to camp, which I think I did too late. More of us should give more on a regular basis. But Janet, you have really been a backbone and a significant part of our experience at camp. And one little story that I will leave you with, aside from actually mentioning that 2 of my 3 kids have all had romantic entanglements through camp, as well as all 3 of them and Jeff and I making lifelong friends because of the warm environment you created, Janet, the welcoming, familial, just wonderful time to be together. So here's my ending story. I decided that our family needed a puppy to keep our dog happy because we were working and gone all day. Everybody else in the family was not as keen as I was on having a puppy. About 3 months into this, I realized I was the one taking care of this beautiful little Ellie dog, and it was overloading me. So when I told the family, I thought we couldn't keep the dog anymore. They were outraged. Mom, you always told us, if we bring an animal home, we're keeping it for life. We can't just give it back. I was made to feel a terrible human being, but I said, something will work out. Don't you know, the next weekend, we go up to the multiple church camp that we went to every October. And Janet sadly announced the passing of Dakota, the camp dog. And I thought, Janet is gonna be my savior. I said, hey, Janet, are you thinking you're gonna get another dog? Oh no, Liz, because winter's coming on, and who wants to train a dog to go outside? I said, what about a dog that's already trained, but still puppy and cute? I don't know, Liz. Steve really is thinking of a hypoallergenic dog. Well, what about a hypoallergenic, already trained dog? Janet said, well, we have to talk to Steve about it. So we brought up our little dog, who threw up right as we got to Jenk Lake Road. So Ellie, our little white golden doodle, got out of the car smelling like puke, immediately jumped on Janet, and after a visit they decided that she could stay. So the Gothards have been joyfully seeing Daisy Doodle for over a decade now, as she's been Janet's camp dog. And Janet, your love and kindness and compassion for everyone who comes to camp, your creativity and the welcomeness has just been an inspiration to all of the Gothards. We love you and we celebrate you, and we raise a toast to you in this momentous occasion. There is no other Janet James. You are incredible.
So you could probably get a bunch of those videos, because camp, for the campers, it's all about making memories. And they've got some great memories, and everyone that attends always has good memories. Both my sons attended her camp one year. They came to elementary school camp. They had a great time. Jody's son Kyle, he attended camp as a child, and then he came back as a teenager and worked at camp and spent a lot of time there. And then he comes back now and helps around once in a while, I think. So it's good. So a lot of things happen in the life of a camp. So in 30 years, there's a lot of great memories and a lot of things, but there's a lot of notable things that happen too. After the most recent line fire evacuation in fall of 2024, I got to thinking how many times my sister has had to handle a crisis of some kind. And here's a listing of just a few of the more notable ones. The camp sewer plant was decommissioned the month of her arrival in 1995, and her first summer at camp was porta potties for all as a new septic system was being installed. That would definitely be a notable experience. Janet's husband, Bob, he had a near fatal heart attack within the first week of her arriving at camp. The lake fire evacuation in 2015 and the ensuing cleanup of ash and smoke and damage. The El Dorado fire in 2020, which whipped around the boundary of camp, leaving no green belt above the camp. The winter rain created massive mud flows into buildings, burying the basketball court and flowing into the septic system. What a mess. 2 years of COVID closure. Then in 2023, hurricane. The camp sustained minimal damage. Most mud flows were avoided due to preemptive efforts to place 10,000, that's a lot, 10,000 sandbags and 360 bales of straw up on the hill above the camp. You may remember that camp was saved from the mud flows, but the highway to the camp was closed for repairs for months following that hurricane. But probably the most difficult challenge of them all was the failure of the camp's water system. By far, the water crisis, with weekly broken lines and rusted out water tank, was a crisis my sister was not so sure she could overcome. Tom Thorward was president of the camp board at that time, and Tom has a few words to share about those harrowing years.
On a mountainside, not very far away, there exists a beautiful retreat and conference center, Camp de Benneville Pines. Here among the tall pines, Janet, the camp director, and Dakota, the camp dog, dwell in peace and security.
It's a beautiful day. You want to go for a walk?
Yet in this idyllic land, a menace lurks, a foe that threatens to destroy this paradise. Nasty, deteriorating 70-year-old water pipes. Today started as usual at Camp de Benneville Pines.
What's that? Uh-oh, we've got a problem.
Oh my gosh, here's another one. These crazy pipes keep disintegrating.
I just don't have enough fingers. Go get help.
What is it? What's that, Dakota? What are you trying to tell me? Janet's in trouble? That can't be right. Janet can handle anything.
The 7-year-old water lines at Camp de Benneville Pines are contained and leaking underground, with the water line failed completely, the camp can't operate.
Well, there's a backstory behind that film, but before I get to that, I'd like to say a few words about how I got involved with de Benneville in the first place. How did a guy who had a career in Washington, D.C., and, you know, I was born in upstate New York. I was looking forward to maybe retiring in the Adirondacks or maybe New England someplace. My wife, on the other hand, was born in LA. And so we had this like bi-coastal argument going on. Are we gonna retire in the north or in Southern California? So we would make trips to Southern California every once in a while so that Ann could lobby me for, you know, coming to California and enjoying the wonderful weather. But to my mind, when I looked around Southern California, what I saw was endless freeways, congestion, strip malls everywhere. It wasn't appealing to me. And so I was telling this to one of our church members. We used to visit her sister in Fullerton, and we go to the Fullerton church, and Dick Cole, who was the president of de Benneville at that time, was a member of that congregation. So I was talking to Dick at one time, and I was complaining about, you know, how Adam wanted me to move there, but I wasn't too keen on it. And he said, well, have you been to Camp de Benneville? And I said, no, I've never been there. And he said, well, I know that you and Ann are going to a conference down in San Diego, and you know, maybe you could just swing by Camp de Benneville on your way home to Fullerton. And of course, I didn't know that much about California geography, so I agreed we would do that. And we didn't get to de Benneville until late in the afternoon. And Dick had told me about Janet being the director there, so I knew who I needed to see. I asked around, and I said, is Janet James here anywhere? And they said, oh yeah, she's in the kitchen cooking. And so I went over there, Ann and I went over there, and knocked on the door, and Janet came out wearing her apron and her scarf and stuff, and she flashed this 1,000-watt smile
greeted us like we were long-lost friends. And she said, it's late in the afternoon, why don't you guys stay for dinner? But first she said, could you work on this food line because I'm short of staff? Because, I mean, she is just wonderful at getting volunteers. So we did that, and we had a nice dinner and then cleaned up afterwards. But by that time, the sun was setting. And Janet said, well, you guys don't want to drive down the mountain in the dark. Maybe you could stay here. But, you know, I have Camp Bravo in here. All the camp beds are filled, but our resident artist who lives in what is now the maintenance cabin, she has an extra room, so maybe you guys could stay there. So we stayed overnight, and then the next morning, we looked around the area, and I found beautiful forest, magnificent mountains, a beautiful mountain lake that I could float my canoe in and fly fish for trout. And it was, in a way, it was like paradise, you know, and so we started to think about it, and I came around, and I mean, and extremely happy when I said, well, we're going to go to Southern California. And we moved here within the year, and before I knew it, Dick Cole had me on the board. Along with Janet, she gigged up on me. So anyway, so I joined the board at that point, and they had this crisis with the water system, and we knew we had to raise a lot of money. At first we thought it was $450,000, but it was more like $600,000 that it was by the time we got to the end of the campaign. And it was a big deal. And we got halfway through the campaign, it was starting to flag a little bit. So one of our board members, who was a videographer, decided we should make a film. And that's how this film came about. She wrote the script, I think, or she and her significant other wrote the script. And that ugly pipe you saw, that was my attempt at a film prop. And of course, it's Southern California, so what do I, you know, you have to get involved in the movie industry somehow. So I had a bit part, and I made a prop. And I think it was really a joy for all three of us to work on it. But the one that got the most fan mail after that was Dakota. He became like a star out of that thing. So it was wonderfully successful. People saw that thing, and our donations picked up. So anyway, that is just one of the many, many wonderful memories I have of working with the camp and working with Janet. It was one of the most wonderful 10 years of my career, I think. And when I look back on it, it had some of the most tangible results in fixing that water system and keeping the camp alive. So I thank all of you who donated, all of you people that volunteered, and everyone that helped make that moment possible. It was now over 10 years ago, maybe 15, I don't know, long time. But anyway, it was a wonderful memory, and I want to thank Janet for her gracious hospitality, without which none of that would have happened, at least not for me. So thank you, Janet. I want everybody to give her a big hand for being the hospitable, intelligent, beautiful, charming person that she is. Thank you, Janet, for being you.
Yes, Janet has that 1,000-watt smile. But I had the pleasure last night of sitting at dinner with Janet and her family and hearing some very interesting stories about Janet's beginnings. So Janet's mom, Janet told this story and her brother and sister had not heard it yet. It was so funny. Her mom was so worried because Janet was a month late arriving on the planet. And she was born with this dark head of hair halfway down her back, according to her mom, and these long, long, hairy arms. She called her monkey. She was her little monkey. She had these long arms and long legs and this tiny little body. Well, and then later on, she's Her mom said she was like one of those Russian dolls. It's like little at the top and it goes to the bottom really big and it won't fall over. And she was so worried. She took her to the doctor and asked what was wrong. So I just thought you'd all want to enjoy that story. And so I woke up in the middle of the night. I was going to sing this song about a mother singing to her baby. The mother wants to be the angel for the baby. Let me be your angel. And so I rewrote the verses because I just was inspired. No one's gonna make fun of you while I'm around. Not those long monkey arms that hang down to the ground. Sleep, my child, sleep for a while. And while you're lying there, hear your mama's prayer. Let me be your angel. Ride my wings up to the sky, high above the raging seas below. Let me be your angel. Let me lift you to the clouds now until the end of time. Let me be your angel. I'm gonna take you to the doctor, 'cause I'm scared of what I see. This great big bottom and your head so tiny. Still I wanna fill your days with golden rays, and I wanna fill your nights with silver moonlight. Let me be your angel. Ride my wings up to the sky, high above the seas below. Let me be your angel. Let me lift you to the clouds now until the end of time. Let me be your angel. And you can be my angel. Let me be your angel. I think we have time for what we were ending at 9, right? And we are always prompt. So let's let me finish with this song that in these times we need to grab every moment, enjoy every moment, live every day as if it might be your last, because we just don't know. Live like there's no tomorrow today. Live like there's nothing that stands in your way. When you walk, when you run, through the dark, through the sun, live like there's no tomorrow today. The world's gonna turn with you. The world's gonna turn without you. So everything stirring within you, let it out, let it go, and live like there's no when you run, through the dark, through the sun, live like there's no tomorrow today. The leaves on the aspens will shimmer as they drop and float on the river. And hope will be more than just a glimmer when you let it out, when you let it go, and live like there's no tomorrow today. Live like there's nothing that stands in your way. When you walk, when you run, through the dark, through the sun, live like there's no tomorrow today. Robin nesting above you, the dragonfly gliding below you. Let them show you how to live like there's no tomorrow today. Live like there's nothing that stands in your way. When you walk, when you run, through the dark, through the sun, live like there's no tomorrow. Live like there's no tomorrow. Live like there's no tomorrow today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Karen. Beautiful music. I particularly enjoyed the Mother song. And for the record, last night at dinner was the first time I heard the Buddha story. So we have one final presenter tonight who grew up at camp, met her husband at camp, and in the 1980s, her sister was the director of the camp. From First Church, San Diego, please welcome Marge Wergel.
Good evening. What a joy it is to be here celebrating you, Janet, for 30 years, not just 30 years of service to the camp, but the camp is so much better now than it was when you arrived. My husband Keith and I actually applied to be directors of the camp about 2 years before you came on. And we spent a lot of time visioning, writing our sort of a portfolio to impress the board. We were so excited we were going to share the job and really do good things for the camp. We didn't get the job, and that is the best thing that happened for the camp and for us. We could not have dealt with those pipes and the floods and the fires. You've been able to do miraculous things. Janet, your smile, your bounce, you came into the camp with this vibrant energy, and you still have it. It seems to me that you haven't gotten older. I feel 30 years older, but you're just as vibrant and skilled and kind and loving as ever. It's been fabulous to see how you have reached out to campers, thousands of campers over the 30 years, being a welcoming, warm, loving presence, while also taking care of all the problems you've heard about tonight. You've been there for transgendered people and their families, for addicts who are working to try to recover from their addictions, for children who've not had the chance before to be connected with community so deeply and with nature. You have served us through all the generations, from the little tots up to some of us older folks. You've been there all along. We also appreciate how you will do anything. I've never known somebody who leads an organization who will cook, clean toilets, round up volunteers, rake leaves, fundraise, visit churches. You do it all. You have spent a lot of hours doing it too. We deeply admire your tremendous commitment and tenacity for being there at the camp and to continuing to do this. We know it takes a toll. We also know that you've had to deal with floods, fires, storms, great personal loss, and yet you show up and you have kept this camp going. You've filled the camp in ways that it's never been filled before. You have raised money, and I don't know if all of you know, Janet even funded the camp out of her pocket when we were really having problems. That's a woman who needs to be appreciated, thanked. We love you so much, and we are so lucky to have you as the director. It's a great pleasure to be able to honor you tonight with all these beautiful people who have been loving you, appreciating you, and enjoying you for these years. Thank you, Janet.
I have mascara running down my face. Okay, thank you. That's going to just be my shortest speech in front of you ever, but I would not have wanted to be anywhere else. And yeah, the days are long. 16 hours during the summer. And there's one time when Tom was president that I had worked 6 months straight without any days off, and I was about to get on a plane like that evening, and he had forgotten that, and he called to ask me to do something, and he said, "Oh, I'm just calling to ask if you wouldn't mind, whatever." And I just went, "Oh!" And started crying. And he goes, "What? I said, what did I say?" And I'm getting on an airplane and I still have to pack. I go, go. But yeah, I love it. And of course, what I've gotten from you and from the camp has been a lot greater than I've been able to give. So it's a very symbiotic situation, and I love you all. And I hope when I leave that you all have a magnificent place to treasure for many, many, many more years to come. And I'm glad to have been a part of that. Thank you very much. And thanks for Thank you, Karen, for your beautiful songs and beautiful music. And I got to plug you. She's available to sing at UU churches. So at any rate, enjoy this last song.
Janet, you are like the phoenix that rises from the ashes. You have saved camp so many times, and that's what this last song is about. But I have to find it because we went off script. There it is. Gold melts at 1,000 degrees. It's thermodynamically brought to its knees. Atoms shake till they shake apart, till their bonds break and make a new start. Fire burns and the world turns. I learn the fabric of life is torn and then reborn. Reborn. I shake at the wonder of love. We pull and stretch it from below and above. Through raging heat and thick, deep ice, our bond is complete, our love survives. And while fire burns, while the world turns, though tattered and worn, the fabric of our love is never torn. Gold melts at 1,000 degrees. I melt when I think of what you mean to me. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Zane, for doing such a great job with sound and all that stuff. Thank you, Zane.